In this video, we're going to go over problem 2 from your practice exam. If you'd like to follow along, open the file Data for Business 210 Practice Exam 2.xlsx from My Courses and click on the Problem 2 Worksheet tab. In Problem 2, we're instructed to use the car payment calculator to construct first a one-way data table that shows the monthly payment and total interest paid for loans of 2 to 10 years in increments of 1 year, and then in Part B, a two-way data table that shows the monthly payment for loans of 2 to 10 years in increments of 1 year and down payments of 0 to 10,000 in increments of 2,000. So let's first start with our one-way data table. So in cell D1, I'll type one-way data table. So for the one-way data table, we were told to show the years from 2 to 10 in increments of 1. So in cell D2, I'll type the word years. In cell D3, I will type the number 2. In cell D4, I will type the number 3. Then I will select both of them. Selecting is different from the fill handle. If I use the fill handle on 2, I would only fill 2. 3s, I would only fill 3s. So selecting both tells Excel that I want to go in steps of 1. Grab that fill handle, skinny plus, and drag it all the way down until it says 10. Now in column E, I'm going to show the monthly payment, and in column F, I'm going to show the total interest given changing the years. So my column E header has to be the formula that I want to show in column E, which is the monthly payment. So I could put in the equals PMT and click on the rate and the number of years. So as long as I use cell B4 in this, it would be fine. But I've already done that. I have already done that in cell B7. I've already put in the payment function. So in cell E2, I will type equals and then click on that monthly payment calculation, cell B7. In column F, I would like to display the total interest. So again, I could just put the formula in there for the total interest. I could take the monthly payment, multiply it by 12, multiply it by the number of years, and subtract the amount financed. But again, I've already done that in cell B8. So clicking in cell F2, I'm going to type equals and then click on B8, the total interest. Now, to create my data table, I'm going to select the range D2 down to F11. I am not going to include the words one-way data table. Then I'm going to click on the Data tab. In the Forecast group, I'm going to click What If Analysis, and then Data Table. So notice I have my data table input box over here, and it asks for a row input cell and a column input cell. I do not have any data in a row, but I do have data in the column, and that data is years. So I'm going to skip over row input cell, I'm going to click in column input cell, and I'm going to click on cell B4, the number of years. So what I'm telling Excel is whatever is in the first column in the data table, substitute it for cell B4 in the formulas that are in the top of columns E and F. So it'll just change those years in that formula. So I click OK. And I've created my data table. In column E, I can see my monthly payment, and in column F, I can see my total interest. It just doesn't look so hot, so let's just spend a minute and make our data table look better. I'm not going to require you to do this for the exam, though. So since this is money, I'm going to select all of those. I'm going to select the numbers. I'm going to select the range E3 down to F11. I'm going to click my Home tab, and in the number group, I'm just going to click the icon that looks like a comma style. So I've got everything nice and lined up, 2 decimals with the comma. Now I want to change my headers because the headers don't really tell what's in the columns. I can't delete or change it though, because if I do, my data table goes away. I'll click undo for that. So I'm going to use a little formatting trick. I'm going to click on cell E2. Make sure that you're on the Home tab. In the number group, I'm going to click the little down arrow in the bottom right hand corner where it says number format, and I get the format cells dialog box. Making sure that I'm on the number tab, I'm going to single click custom and then just backspace or delete everything that's in that type box. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to type double quotes monthly payment and close up the double quotes. I click OK, and now my title is changed to something a little bit more informative. Although you can see that the content of the cell is still the formula. That's like sticking a sticky note or a label on top of the cell, so you don't change the content, it just kind of changes how it looks. So in cell F2 I'll do the same. Home tab, number group, down arrow for number format, click on custom, just delete everything that's in type, double quote, interest. Close your double quote and click OK. Now let's create our two-way data table. So I will start that in column H. So in H1 I will type two-way data table. Now with the two-way data table, we can change two variables at once, but we can only display the results of one formula. So we could display the monthly payment or the interest. If we wanted to display both, we'd have to create two different two-way data tables. So first I'm told to vary the years from 2 to 10. I need to leave this corner cell H2 free for the formula that's going to display in the body. So starting in I2, I'm going to type the number 2. Then in J2, I'm going to type the number 3. I'm going to select I2 and J2, and then use the fill handle and drag that out until it says 10. Now once again I need that blank corner for the formula, so now I'm going to click in cell H3 and I'm going to do the down payment. So in cell H3 I'll type the number 0. In cell H4 I will type the number 2000. Select both of them, otherwise you fill either all zeros or all 2000s. Grab that fill handle and drag it down until it says 10,000. Now in that corner cell, which for me is cell H2, I have to make reference to the formula that I want in the body. So once again I could just retype the payment formula, but I already have that in cell B7. So in the corner I'll type equals and click on cell B7, which tells Excel that I want to display the monthly payment in the body of the data table. So I hit enter. Now I'm going to select the range H2 to Q8. Click data. In the forecast group, what if analysis, and data table. Now we have both a row input cell and a column input cell. First we'll work on the row input cell. For the top row of our two-way data table, we're modeling the number of years, and the number of years in our model is shown in cell B4, which is used to calculate both the monthly payment, B7, and the total interest, B8. So in our row input cell box, we're just going to click on cell B4, the number of years, so we're telling Excel that whatever is in the top row, to substitute it for the number of years, in this case 5, so it'll substitute 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 instead of the 5 in the formula that's in the corner of the two-way data table. Now for the column input cell. In the left-hand column of our two-way data table, we're modeling different down payments. And our down payment is modeled in cell B2 of our model. So in the column input cell of our data table box, I'm going to click on cell B2, the down payment, and once again that's used to calculate the monthly payment and also used to calculate the total interest. After I have my row and my column input cell, now if I had put the years down column H and the down payment across row 2, then in this data table the row and column input cell would have been reversed. But the way I chose it, I have the years across row 2 and I have the down payment down column H. So now all I have to do is click OK, and now I can see that if I put down $0 and I finance for 2 years, my payment would be $1,088.41 a month. But if I put down $8,000 and finance for 6 years, my monthly payment is $267.91 a month.